Hazards associated with boiler operation. Safety and environmental hazards. Hazards associated with both normal and abnormal boiler operation can negatively affect personal safety, equipment, and the environment. Process technicians must always take proper safety precautions when working around boilers. Table shown in the following slide lists some of the hazards associated with improper operation of the boilers and possible effects. The table showing hazards associated with boiler operation. In this table, on the left side, we are having a list of improper operation, and on the right side, we are having the possible effects of the improper operation. Possible effects are of four kinds pertaining to individual, equipment, production, or environment. In the next few subsequent slides, we shall be talking about the improper operation and then their possible effects. Request: it is hoped that this session is going to be useful to you. Please press like button. Please सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल. यह लेक्चर हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध है. Hazards associated with boiler operation. The improper operation is opening header drains, vents, and peep holes. The possible effects is concerning the individual. The individual might get burns and eye injuries. The improper operation. Failing to purge the firebox during startup. Possible effects to the individual. Possible burns or injuries. Equipment. Explosion in the firebox. Damage to the internal components of the boiler. Production. Process facility upset, lost steam production, downtime for repairs. Environment. Exceeding regulatory limits for opacity, the amount of light blocked by a medium. Here we are talking about the smoke coming out of the stack. This opacity can be measured with the help of a smoke density analyzer. Improper operation regarding poor control of excess air and draft control. The possible effects are to the equipment, flame impingement on the water walls. Effect on the production, reduced boiler efficiency. Effect on the environment, exceeding opacity limits for the smoke. The improper operation, loss of boiler feed water. To the individual, the possible effect is possible burns or injury. Possible effect to the equipment is tube rupture, loss of downstream equipment use. Effect to the production: lost production because of downtime for repairs. Improper operation: loss of fuel gas or oil. Possible effects to the equipment: loss of downstream equipment use. Effect on the production: lost steam production. Nitrogen oxide and smoke emissions. Excessive smoke or nitrogen oxide emissions from boiler operation have a negative impact on the environment. Both are considered air pollutants and can lead to emissions violations. To keep nitrogen oxide emissions under control, the burner air registers and fuel valves must always function properly. Understanding and controlling oil burner operations allows the right balance for complete combustion and control of smoke emissions. Process technicians should also be cautious when handling chemicals to reduce environmental impact. Fire protection and prevention. The most potentially hazardous operation in steam generation is boiler startup. During startup, a flammable mixtures of gas and air can build up as a result of flame loss at the burner during light off. That is when the pilot flame is ignited. Each type of boiler requires specific startup and emergency procedures, including purging before light off and after misfire or loss of burner flame. Hazardous operating conditions. Hazards exist during both normal and abnormal boiler operation. For example, there is a potential for exposure to feed water chemicals, steam, hot water, radiant heat, and noise. Alternate fuel sources might be available on site in the event fuel gas is not available due to a process unit shutdown or emergency. Personal safety. Process technicians must always follow safe work practices and wear appropriate personal protective equipment when working around boilers or performing process sampling, inspection, maintenance, or activities. Process technicians should also avoid skin contact with boiler blowdown because it can contain hazardous chemicals. Request: it is hoped that this session was useful to you. Please press like button. Please subscribe this channel. यह लेक्चर हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध है. This lecture is dedicated to the loving memory of my late elder brother Shri Surendra Kumar Chattha,